Welcome back, guys, to the Orlando Huskies franchise. It is the recap video of Season 6. And we'll go over some of the stats and the playoff bracket. As you see, the Buffalo Bills are in the Super Bowl after beating us in the divisional round. Heartbreaking game. Tyreek Givens' worst game as a pro. And I liked our odds against the Jaguars if we were able to win the game, but not able to. A great defensive performance by both the Bills and the Huskies just fell up short. As this year, we'll go over the playoff stats as well. We'll look at those once again. But passing wise, Tyreek Givens 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 61 completion percentage, 95.5 passer rating. And Josh, before he got hurt, 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 63% completion percentage, and 103.5 QB rating. If Josh was healthy, I don't think we would have lost that game. That's all I'm going to say. Givens was not the best this season, and he's a free agent this upcoming season. I don't think he'll be back, especially after that performance. Drew Stevens, though, 182 carries, 1,030 yards, 8 touchdowns, no fumbles on the season. Givens, 37 carries, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns. Sutherland, 35 carries, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really, the others have really stepped it up, giving Drew Stevens some room to work in the playoffs. And wasn't his best career year, but was a solid year for Drew Stevens. Touchdowns numbers a little lower than normal. Receiving wise, Hunter Purcell, 68 catches, 1,125 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So we'll look at his stats for his career so far. 6 straight 1,000 yard seasons. Wasn't his greatest year, but still going strong going into year 7. But Damien, 52 catches, 809 yards, 9 touchdowns. Another great season from the tight end, and now is a superstar X Factor. Probably his second best season as a pro with 9 touchdowns this season. Had more yards last year and catches, but 5 more touchdowns this season. Great job by Damien. And Jason, if he was able to stay healthy, he probably would have got over 1,000 as well. As Kylo, Connor, and Jarvis really all had a good season for the amount of catches they had. Really stepped up when they were needed. Solid season all around for the passing offense. Sacks allowed. Daniel Fernandez, 8. Frank Webster, 8. But everyone else, pretty solid. Nothing too crazy. As Justin Martinez led the team in tackles with 103. Shane with 91. 89 for White. 86 for Gage. 57 for Dylan and Young. 43 for Stan. 30 for McMillan. 25 for CJ. And you see the rest down here. As Vigil Hatcher led the team in 13 tackles for loss. Caden right behind him with 10. CJ with 8. Justin with 7. 6 for Larry Sims. 5 for Travis McCain. 4 for Darrell White. 3 for Shane, Gage, and Pat McClandon. 2 for Dylan, Steven, and Bishop, and Beach. 1 for Young, Kirkpatrick, Huffman, Grimes, and Kitchen. 7 sacks for both Caden and Vigil Hatcher. 4 for Larry Sims. And we got to get this man on the field more. He's been very good when on the field. 3 for Travis McCain. 2 for Pat McClandon. 1 for CJ, Justin, Darrell, Beach, Kirkpatrick, Grimes. 8 picks for Steven Stain. 7 for Gage Bloodgood. 5 for Dylan. 2 for Shane. 2 for Young. 1 for Justin, Beach, and Kirkpatrick. Great job getting the ball away from the QB this year. 4 from Dylan. 4 pass deflections for Dylan. 3 for Kirkpatrick. 2 for Stanton, Gage, Young, Justin, and Beach. 1 from Shane and Darrell. And 3 forced fumbles from Justin, 2 from Vigil Hatcher and Darrell White, 1 from Shane, Caden, Bishop, and Rosenberg. We only recovered 3 of those, unfortunately. Shane, Young, and McMillan all with a fumble recovery. Any defensive touchdowns? 2 for Dylan, 1 from Justin, and 1 from Steven Stain. A great job by the defense this year. Played so good. Yearly awards, Julian Kramer, MVP. No Huskies there. Coach of the Year, Coach Paul was number 4. In my opinion, he should have won it. He definitely should have won it, in my opinion. Huskies, Offense Player of the Year, Hunter at number 8. And imagine if he had Josh all season. He might have won the award. Gage all the way at number 9 for Defense Player of the Year, sneaking in there. No Offense Player of the or Rookie of the Year for the Huskies or Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best QB, no Huskies as well. Best running back, Drew Stevens sneaks in at number 10. Just getting in there. Best receiver, Hunter Purcell, number 3. Best O-line, no Huskies. Best D-line, no Huskies. Best linebacker, once again, no Huskies. Best DB, Steven Stanton, number 1. Gage, number 2. Dylan, number 3. Top 3, all Orlando Huskies. Best kicker, Sammy Leak, number 5. And now, we're going to look at the roster, see if anybody went up with the dev upgrades from going to the Super Bowl. Drew Stevens, still a superstar. Doesn't look like Hunter went up or Jason. Damien went up to an X Factor, which is very good. Caden went up to superstar. That is huge. Caden went up to superstar. Doesn't look like anybody else went up. But that is huge, getting Caden a superstar ability for the edge rusher now. As I do want to go over the playoff stats once more. Wildcard round. Thought Givens was going to turn it around after this performance. 14 of 21, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 109.2 passer rating. Had the 1 interceptions early on, but played really well after that. And the ground game was going as well. That's one thing the Buffalo Bills did a lot better than the Texans, and that was taking away the ground game, especially from Tyreek, and not allowing him to use his legs. As Grimes had an excellent game this week, or versus the Texans, and then come to the Bills game, just 3 picks, 14 of 30, looked like a year 1 quarterback out there. Jason Blacklock really bailed him out on that deep pass, and we still couldn't score. As Pat McClain then had an excellent game too. 3 tackles for loss, half a sack. Just with how many bad throws Hearns has, and we couldn't get a turnover. Just an awful performance by the offense in that game. Really was ours for the taking. We just let them have it. And that's not a good sign, but re-signing players as well. Just going to go over this really quickly. We have a lot of players we have to re-sign. A lot of key players as well. Some of them have already locked us out. Some of them we could still negotiate with. But it's going to be interesting going into the offseason this year. Because we have a lot of guys we have to bring back, and a lot of key guys we're going to have to try and replace. Especially a lot of guys on this offensive line. But that's the video for the offseason. It's just a short little video going over the stats and everything, as Huskies fall in the divisional this year, have hopes of a Super Bowl next year, and it starts in the offseason. So I'll see y'all then. Peace.